Hello and welcome to Creating Canon with your hosts AJ Hamilton and native cocaine peddlers.
That's, you know what?
Yeah?
I'm fine with that.
All right. Yeah, that's essentially your side hustle, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I peddle cocaine, which means I ride a bicycle made of cocaine.
That worked pretty well
Yeah.
for you?
No.
Yeah. Can you
falls
ride
apart.
what about in the rain?
It definitely falls apart in the rain.
Right.
But anytime I get tired of riding, I just... And then...
Oh man,
Yeah.
then you go faster, but like
Yes.
less of a bicycle.
Right. So eventually I'm just running down the street screaming at people. But it always works out in my favor. I get where I need to go.
And Nicholas C. Pappas.
Yay!
And we would like to let you know that we have a special guest this week.
Well, that was certainly awkward.
If I don't introduce the guest first, then you're like, hey, don't be rude. Introduce the guest. And if I do,
She's sitting right here. Introduce the guest.
oh gosh, you're right.
I was just
yeah.
gonna sit here quietly until you guys started, like even after you introduced me, just pretend I wasn't here.
That would have been pretty good.
Yeah.
That would have been pretty good.
And Holly Donahue,
Oh hi,
right over there.
that's me.
Hey,
Oh, hey guys, when did you get here?
Oh, man.
Holly is a wonderful friend from college.
Yep.
Yep.
At least for me.
Yes.
You knew her before college?
Yeah, before college. Well, I
Only
guess-
slightly.
Only slightly. I mean,
5 days before.
yeah, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times.
You got your acceptance letter to SF.
Yeah.
On Christmas Eve.
Basically.
2 days.
2 days.
2 days.
2
I
days.
estimated quite well.
Yeah.
Well, you were off by double, so.
Damn
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually.
Failure on my part.
I'm just going to say, if we were
Yeah.
rocket scientists
Oh.
sending people up in a rocket,
Sure.
you just murdered the entire Apollo 10 group of
Astronauts is what they're called.
Yes.
Huh.
Space scientists.
Space scientists. I mean, technically, they are kind of space scientists.
Well, Nick, why don't we talk about the fucking movie?
The fucking movie. Well,
Man.
we should.
What a movie.
Yeah, this is. We watched The Secret of the Ice Cave, the 1989 classic, directed by Radu Gabera.
Mm-hmm.
This was just in timeline-wise. This was after Menachem Golan left the Canon empire and went off and started 21st century films. So this was Globus only. And I never thought I'd say this, but it seems like Menachem Golan was the one who recognized the talent, and Yoram Globus was the one who did something. The movie is The Secret of the Ice Cave. Did I mention that already?
Yes, you
Yeah.
did.
It is on Amazon Prime as of recording, so check it out.
Yeah.
Or don't.
Or
Well,
you know.
don't jump ahead.
Okay.
Don't jump. People might love it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Actually,
We're gonna find out.
I
I had moments.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So we should get to the plot.
I guess so. Yeah. Go for it.
All right. Alex is dumb. So is Ona. So is Valerie. So is Manny. This whole movie is dumb, and there is no ice, no secrets.
Nope.
But there is a cave. If you
Yep.
choose to watch it, good luck.
Feels accurate.
Yeah.
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 So
Yeah.
I think I couched my opinion inside of that synopsis. But
I think I noticed that.
Yeah.
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 I'm just surprised you didn't mention how klutzy Alex was.
Oh, he was
Oh,
such a
he didn't mention it till the very end of the movie,
Oh
so that's
man.
fine.
And Ona only did once.
Yeah.
While
Oh,
he
boy.
was doing nothing klutzy.
So we should probably drop into like what the movie actually is about in like a big broader scope before we go through and try to talk about it.
Have
'cause
to.
This movie was insane. So basically, Alex's mom works in Chile
As an
as a spider.
entomologist?
Yeah, like she's looking for a specific spider that it looks like, I think, for drug creation purposes.
The
for
guy
what?
with the scars on his face.
Right.
He's a doctor, so it seemed like in one throwaway line they were looking for a cure for insomnia.
Yeah, it's like a pharmaceutical thing.
Yeah.
And long story short, Alex, who's an American boy, wants to see his mom. So he hops on a plane down to Chile. On his way there, he finds a treasure map, and he sets out on a journey with a half-white, half-indigenous girl
Yep.
to find said treasure. And of course, he's chased by bad guys.
Bad guys, of course. Well, and you
and hijinks.
yeah, hijinks ensue.
Yep.
As always. We skipped past the very beginning where he meets with the fiance of his mother.
Yeah.
His
well,
future stepdad.
Yes. And I just wanted to get like the very
an
basic
actual
'cause
plot summary.
Now I really want to just really
Right.
rip into this movie.
So he worked. Did we ever get the actual name of the company that his future stepdad works for?
PCP Dicks.
PCP Dicks, right?
I mean, that's all I could see.
There was a P at the top, a C in the middle, and then a P at the bottom. And Holly, you pointed this out.
Oh, yeah.
And it was everywhere.
Dicks everywhere.
Dicks on Jeeps, on buildings,
On computers, on ATMs,
on ATMs.
everything.
Why did they have their own specific ATM?
So he
this
could
was-
steal the money.
This was
yeah.
prior to the No, I guess ATMs were out in '89.
I
Weren't they?
believe they would have been.
I believe they would have been in this tech-savvy company that had a penis for a logo.
That's very true.
That is true.
Hey, AJ, while you're editing this, why don't you research this? Waiting for research. Okay, I'm not going to go too far into this because all we were wondering was when the ATM came out, not the complete origins, right? So the basic idea for ATMs was developed in 1962 in the UK, but didn't find any purchase in the US until a man named Donald Wetzel, unknown if any relation to Wetzel's Pretzels, took on the project at the company DocuTel in 1968. The first U.S. ATM was put into the Chemical Bank in Rockville Center, New York on September 2nd, 1969, 20 years before this movie. There you go. All right, cool. Research done.
Good job, AJ.
Yeah, but yeah, whatever company this is,
I'm guessing it's something pharmaceuticals.
that actually makes sense.
PCP.
Yeah.
I'm actually trying to look it up.
They exclusively make PCP.
Yeah.
And that's why they need the insomnia drug, because everybody's on PCP all the time. They need
Right.
a way to come down.
Oh, yeah,
That
that's
actually
perfect.
makes a lot of sense,
We've
guys.
got it figured out.
Yeah. So he steals his future dad. What's the guy's name?
Paul Cosuelo, PCP.
Paul Cosuelo Pharmaceuticals. Who's Paul?
I actually made that up.
You son of a
I
bitch.
made that up.
Who's...
Oh, but you looked like you were doing things.
You
I
did.
made that up.
You
That
looked
was-
like you were
That was-
researching
Well,
on
I
the
was
fly.
actually looking it up to see if he was a PC.
And he wasn't.
He was not.
Okay.
listed.
Well, he's...
What is his name?
Frank Hagen? Nope.
No, they call it...
Geiger?
Oh, it is
Geiger?
Geiger. He calls him Mr. Geiger.
Mr.
At
Geiger.
the beginning.
Guy.
Why won't you call
Why
me
don't
Dad?
you call me Dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever accent that was.
Oh God,
He had like 4 accents in the movie, and all of them were flawless.
Well, all of them had weird accents back and forth.
Yeah.
There was no consistency whatsoever.
Are you saying this movie wasn't perfect?
It has a secret to hide, and it's their actual accents. So he steals the
Wallet. He steals the whole wallet.
He steals the whole wallet. He takes the credit card to buy a plane ticket and also a remote control plane.
Yeah, well, but before this, before that, even, we're already in what the fuck's happening land when the kid, Alex, played by David Mendel Hall, did I mention this? Canon, classic actor, over the top and going bananas.
And he played Daniel Witwicky in the Transformers.
movies. That's right. He does the whole thing where he's like, Mr. Geiger, I wish you'd call me Dad. I just was engaged to your mother recently. And then 3 seconds later in the conversation, they're like, well, we haven't seen your mother in a year. She's been in Chile.
Right?
Yeah.
He's like, wait, how do you get engaged?
faxed
Get
it.
engaged on the phone?
I guess so.
Yeah.
That's really...
Well, and there's a bunch of exposition and a bunch of talk about allowances.
Yes. Oh, right. This is when he
yeah.
steals the wallet. There's a really weird moment where he gets up really close to his father, and the actual line is, "You're a man. I'm a boy. You've got a lot to teach me."
Ooh.
And all 3 of us were like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Oh, and they were speaking into each other's mouths, right?
Yes, they were so close.
And that starts the pattern through the entire movie of close acting.
I don't know if you guys figured this out. I hate that.
Oh no,
close
really?
acting?
Talking into someone else's mouth.
Sure. There's no reason for
The
it.
1966 Batman
Okay.
Creates a lot of echoes.
does it all the time.
Really?
Yes, it does
Yes.
create a lot of echoes.
Depending on how big your mouth is.
Wait, the 1966 Batman. Have you seen a lot of those?
I have seen a lot of those.
Why? Well, why have you seen a lot of those?
Because I had a podcast.
Oh!
We haven't done it in a very long time. My co-host has not been well.
Oh.
But it's called Batmania 66.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was a good time. We made it through... We got to season 3.
Mm-hmm.
But season 2 is like 40 episodes.
Holy crap.
So I feel like we were way over halfway done.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Go and subscribe. Even if there's
So,
probably a lot of
just-
hella good content on there.
Yeah,
Probably
the old
some
ones.
really great guest hosts, too.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, you think?
Yeah,
There
possibly.
was some average, adequate guest
Time
hosts.
filler. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
I
Although
see where
we
this is
had a
going.
guest of yours on once.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Oh, very cool. Who was
Miss
that?
Adrian Papp was on
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Oh, my lord.
it. She was on with somebody else. I don't remember who it was.
Yeah.
It probably didn't matter.
He was probably cool.
I doubt it.
Not memorable to me.
Oh.
Listen, audience, can you keep a secret? It was me.
Boo.
Oh, boy.
We're not even to the secret yet.
We're not even... in
We're
the
not
first-
even to Chile yet.
This might be the record holder for how many times we checked to see... Well, how much time we had left.
Yeah, I think it was 8, maybe?
In the last 20 minutes, we checked at least twice.
Yeah.
Those
was-
those last 20 were rough.
There was little to no sense of urgency in any scene in this entire movie.
Well, I think that was actually the big issue. Is just... So not only is there the lack of urgency, but literally everything was coincidence. Like,
Yeah.
if the mom is looking for this thing called the red-toed tarantula, which... both Holly and I thought it had to do with frog
Yep.
species, like an amphibian.
No, I thought it had to do with a tarantula that ate toads.
Well, no, but that's what I mean, though.
I
Like,
thought
the
it was
toad
two
part.
different animals.
Oh.
Did you really? You thought it was a red toad
The
and a
first
tarantula?
time they said it, I was like, red toad. And then she continued her sentence, and then I was like, oh, right.
Red
I don't
toad
know
tran-
why. But
Yeah,
why would you say
red-
red toad? They don't have toes.
Yeah, it's like red.
That's a made-up thing.
And spoiler
Red-legged.
alert, when you see it, it has red legs.
Exactly.
Not
Not
if
toes.
it had just the ends of its legs,
Yes.
I could justify
Sure.
it.
Sure. Yeah,
they
before
didn't.
scientists knew that arachnids didn't have toes.
Are tarantulas arachnids?
Yeah,
yeah.
spiders.
Yeah.
Are you
Oh,
looking up to see if a
she's looking it up.
tarantula is a spider?
Yeah.
Tarantula's a spider.
Yeah,
I guarantee it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll wait.
No, you guys keep talking.
So Alex eventually gets to Chile on a plane,
Yeah.
and then he needs to. I was really kind of confused about this. Get on another plane to go somewhere else in Chile.
He landed at probably a major airport, I
Sure.
suppose, and then he was like looking around.
That was a major airport because it looked like it was just a shack.
Yeah.
There was nothing going on there.
No, but
and
he
then-
had to make it to the actual place that his mother was researching, right?
Yes. But so the way he gets there is he finds this man lands a plane who we probably can
Who
best
is a
call,
tweaker
Yeah, well, he's Bronson Del Toro.
playing.
He looks like Charles Bronson. He talks like Benicio Del Toro
Yes.
in The Usual Suspects.
Right.
Yeah.
And he looks like someone did a face-off with Mickey Rooney, but they forgot to take off Bronson's
Mickey Rourke,
face.
not Mickey Rooney.
Yeah, no, you
Let me try that again.
so close.
Let me try that with Mickey Rourke. Which is funny because I want to point out that the writer of this, Mike Werb, wrote Face Off
Oh, look at that.
and The Mask.
What?
Yeah, not
Those
the
were-
Cher,
No.
but the Jim Carrey.
Those were both made by the same Also, Laura Croft, Tomb Raider,
And Curious George?
And
This guy-
Darkman 3.
was all over the
Yeah,
place.
he kind of wrote in every...
That's,
But not
Genre.
Darkman 1 and 2.
Nope, just apparently the third one.
well,
Hey, you know what? When you get to the third one, you got to call in the pros.
clearly. And also, he meets or sees another pilot
Named
that's...
Billy.
No, Billy Zane
Zane.
Wright.
Billy Zane, right?
William Zane Wright.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
Was Billy Zane anything yet? Had he really been in anything?
He must have been.
He must have been, but he was more popular, obviously, in
Yeah.
the 90s.
Um,
But I was like, oh, Billy Zane! Oh,
And
it's a
Wright,
nod.
like Wright Brothers.
yeah.
And
'Cause
correct.
He was a...
Because Billy Zane is always correct to put
Yes,
in
he
your
is.
movies.
Yeah. Billy
Always
Zane...
go with Billy.
Oh,
Billy
yeah.
Zane was in Back to the Future, so...
Oh, my God,
that
yeah.
was that. He
That's
played
true.
3D. One of Biff's buddies.
Yeah, I
in
know.
The first one.
That was my favorite.
Yeah. Is your favorite
assistant
character?
bad guy.
Or...
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
What's your favorite third string character
Yes.
in Back to the Future?
That's correct. Yep.
Interesting.
Uh-huh.
Interesting. I was always partial to Lorraine's little brother, but that's fine.
Okay, yeah, no.
I mean, he ends up in jail. There's a really great, like, get used to those bars, kid. Like, it's a great reference
It's a
that
nice
goes
callback,
all the way through the movies. Yeah.
Definitely. But we can all have our own opinions.
Yeah.
So
Bronson Del Toro is the
Right.
Red Baron.
yes.
And the kid's like, Alex is like, hey, let me, I gotta get on a plane when you fly back. When you fly back to wherever. Which was really interesting because the kids seem to know where the guy flew in from.
Yeah.
And there is no reason for him to
Wait,
know.
did his plane have PCP on it? I mean,
No, it had
legal or
cocaine.
illegal?
How did Billy end up with this movie?
He
Confused
snuck
me.
aboard. There was so okay.
No, I know Alex ended
Yeah.
up on the plane. He snuck aboard.
Right.
But why did Mickey Rourke give the plane to the other guy, Billy, the pilot?
I
I
have
know.
no idea. Wait, what? Tell us.
I heard throwaway lines. So, what happened was, Billy Zane Wright says, I paid for this plane. I bought this plane from Mickey Rourke.
Sure.
And he paid for it with that disc, that floppy disk.
Yes.
He got money and the plane for the floppy disk.
Okay. Got it. So that was that key to start the plane and the money for giving them
I
what
see.
was on the disc.
Indeed.
Because we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But
Jesus
Hey,
Christ.
guys, I have the word
Yeah.
mutarda written down.
I have it too.
yeah, me too.
Cut to the mutarda.
Cut to the mutarda. Is
Does
that
anyone remember why?
Oh, yes, the dad said, like, let's cut to the mutarda.
right?
The stepdad.
Did anyone-
Cut
Alex.
the mutarda.
Did
That's what he
anyone
said. It was like,
look-
cut the
to
crap.
the mutarda. Yeah, cut the crap.
Okay.
What does mutarda mean? Are you looking it up?
I'm going to look it up, but I don't know spelling here.
Mutarda.
Thank you.
Mutarda is my guess.
I would assume.
Or TA. Mutarta.
M-U.
I know what it means.
Yeah.
It means no worries.
For
the rest of your days.
It's our problem
Oh,
free. What's
Weird. Nope, that's Monstrata.
up? Oh, that's different.
Mutarda. Nope.
All right.
Great. Good.
So it was a fun word.
Nope.
So after the deal goes down, who Frank is his name? Frank.
Yeah, Frank Hagen.
Yeah. He
Who was in Dr. Heckle and Mr. Hype and Revenge of the Ninja.
Oh,
Virgil Fry. He's a canon classic as well.
good times.
Yeah.
He first of all threatens the
Billy.
With a gun to his neck.
Yeah.
And starts biting his ear.
Oh, this is
Was
after
that right?
he speaks into his mouth hole. Yes.
Yes, of course, naturally. Second time. And then as he's threatening him, he also drops some poison or sleeping
It's like
stuff.
a roofie.
Yeah,
No, he
something.
poisoned
It was
him.
poison, right?
Poison.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
he,
we know because later on Billy goes, I've been poisoned.
because you can feel it.
also before that,
Yes.
he grabs his throat and sticks out his tongue, the universal sign for I've been poisoned.
That is true. That also happened.
That's fair.
Alex turns out to be on the plane, on Billy's plane.
And Billy gives an unhinged monologue to himself,
You gotta
asking,
be a rocket
"Why?
scientist.
Why is this kid on my plane? Huh? Come on,
Am
here."
I seeing it or is it real?
Ah,
I don't know.
he is tweaking the hell out.
Well, that's what happens when you take so much PCP.
I suppose so. And,
Are we?
Yes.
Are we saying he actually was on drugs, or was
He had to have been.
Honestly, he must
Or-
have been. Like, there
Wait,
was-
are you saying the actor playing the role or the character? Because either way, I would buy it. Because that
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
So I
was
mostly
insane.
associated him with Sorry, my
Brad
brain squished.
Brad Pitt from 12 Monkeys.
No, I've never seen 12 Monkeys. You
Well,
know what I have
fine.
seen? Independence Day. And you reminded me of what's the
Randy Quaid.
100.
Yeah, I'll buy that. Yep. Now, Randy Quaid in the movie or current Randy Quaid?
A
Yes.
little bit of both.
The answer is yes.
Yeah.
Same thing.
So Alex just. Well, first of all, Alex is like a computer nerd. He brings like a laptop. And as the plane's crashing, he has the time to figure out when the right time to jump out of the plane is.
And what does the computer say?
Now or never, which was how did the computer know the altitude?
Nope.
How did the computer know the speed?
Wasn't connected to the internet.
Nope. Zero.
Uh-uh.
He jumps out of the plane, lands in water, and that plane, when it explodes, I'm pretty sure it was archival footage of a building exploding.
AG, did you write down what you said in this moment? Because I wrote down what you said in this moment.
What did I say?
Was that guy made of exploding buildings?
Yeah, that's what it felt
I
like.
think so. I think he was. I mean, that's the only explanation to me, because they were in the middle of a jungle. They didn't. It didn't crash into
Were
a building.
they in the middle of a jungle though?
Well, because that was a lake he landed in.
Yeah, and also it looked like the explosion was at night, but it was in the middle of the day when they were crashing.
It was like that explosion in MIA, except it looked cheaper and faker.
It looked like styrofoam went flying a few times.
Yeah.
Which
God.
I do have to say, because later on in the movie, there's a car crash and a car explodes. And I was actually very appreciative that when that car exploded, it did explode in the right proportions to that plane, right? So, like, that plane exploded at, like, a 12, and that car exploded at, like, a 4.
Right, but here's the thing. Is a unmanned car that
Rolled
just went
back.
rolling backwards should not cause any explosion unless it's hitting dynamite.
I don't know. I agree with you.
And even then,
what I mean by
Dynamite needs to be lit.
what I mean by in proportion is not that it was in proportionate to real life. It's just that the two explosions were in proportion to each other.
within the movie's
Oh,
reality.
I see
like
what you're
like
saying.
it should have been like a
Understood.
0 and a 3, and it ended up being like a 10 and a 7.
Still no
Okay.
reason
That's
for
what I mean.
either to explode.
Yes,
But yes,
absolutely.
agreed.
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the logic of that was sound, which thank God there was sound logic in this
Oh,
movie.
yeah. Otherwise, I would have been
Somewhere.
lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of lost,
Oh my
this
God.
kid gets pulled out of the lake by a strange girl.
Who
And-
we come to find out her name will be Una.
Ona. And
Oh, yeah,
Then-
because we kept saying, oh no.
yeah, because we were all hungry for Hawaiian
Hawaiian
barbecue.
barbecue.
Yep.
And it hard cuts.
Not a sponsor.
Not
Sorry.
yet. And then it hard cuts.
You don't know who sponsors us.
I listen to your podcast. I know you who sponsors you.
Oh.
No.
No.
Chipotle. Give us that freak one.
They're going to be mad. So it hard cuts to a guy in a beanie
In a different location.
in a different location.
That was. He's at the lake, and then he's next to a sign for
Yep.
no reason.
And also, at the same time, when this guy is cleaning the kid up or something, his mom drives right past both of them.
Yeah, the kid's mom.
She like waves at the guy in the beanie
Yeah,
and
bye.
pays no attention to the child on the ground.
Yeah.
Who's that waterlogged child?
Who's
Oh,
that
never mind.
waterlogged boy?
Goodbye.
I don't care.
I'm not expecting anyone.
Well, she wasn't. Like
I
it was-
know. That's
Yeah.
why she didn't pay any attention to
Exactly.
it. It must be his waterlogged boy. It wouldn't be hers. Hers isn't coming.
Her waterlogged boy is at home.
Yes, where she left him.
Where I left him
Over a year ago.
So then they drag him into the research facility or something, and then they're like, "Oh, another one of those what was it, hippies? Give him a shack for the night and,
And they
send
kick
him
him
on
out
his
in the
way."
morning. And the
Weren't
boy's
they-
like, don't you know who I am?
Don't you know who my mother is? Damn it!
She is
And no one
Spider
cared.
Woman.
They didn't even listen. They didn't even find out, did they?
No, the
The-
Scar guy knew.
Okay,
but
Frankie. Or no, the other guy, the doctor, Dr. Victor.
Doctor.
No, wait,
Dr.
the doctor
Victor.
didn't know.
He didn't. Remember we were like, why doesn't he know
Yeah.
the guy in the picture on her
Yeah, 'cause
desk?
Oh,
the little
that's right,
boy
you're
has
right, you're
there you
right.
go, there's a
But
picture on her desk.
the picture on
It's
the
actually
desk.
just his headshot.
It had to be. It was in black and
Glorious.
white. It was him looking over his shoulder.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty
in
sure
like
he's
a
wearing an
suit.
ascot.
Yeah, absolutely he is.
But no, the guy who
Priceless.
found him, who was indigenous, I think, question
He
mark?
seemed like, yeah.
He was the one, because the kid said, my mom's the spider lady, and the guy was like, shut your mouth if you want to survive,
Oh yeah.
basically.
What he says is, don't trust anyone if you plan on staying alive.
Oh,
And then I went,
ominous.
Yeah, that's like, yeah.
staying alive, staying alive. Good boy.
Honestly,
Are we still talking about this movie?
This movie, we should have just
Oh.
recorded our commentary through the movie, and this was one of them. Nick and I talk about it. A lot of movies we'll watch in fair silence.
Yeah.
You know, we're appreciating, we're looking at it. This is another one of those that we yelled a lot at the movie and
I
about
yelled
the
at the
movie.
screen quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which honestly doesn't happen too crazy often, but
No.
this one.
No.
I'm glad it wasn't just because I was here.
Oh no.
But the movie did require it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you contributed quite a bit.
Oh well,
To the discussion.
I do yell at movies.
Okay, yeah, no. But if the movie is ridiculous enough, we must chide it for its ridiculousness.
Yes.
Well, also
Well, and-
we had unanswered questions,
Of
Yes.
course. Yeah.
like a lot of them.
Constantly. How did this happen? Where did you go? What? Yeah. No, this is a ridiculous movie.
So plot-wise, what ends up happening next is plot.
Plot.
I said plot.
What?
Very loose.
It's just a bunch
man.
of shit happening.
But Bronson Del Toro and Scarface Doctor
Right.
have the disc. They plug it into the disc that he got from Billy. That
Yes,
Frank got,
yes, of course.
That Del Toro got from Billy.
Billy Zane.
They plug into the computer, and it's just like...
You know what it is? It's
Yes.
That's the magic word.
Yes, but it's like a naked lady version.
Her name was Letitia.
Oh, that's why you remembered.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who's like dropping her
Drawers.
basically.
She lost her skirt.
Yeah. And it's like, nope, you can't, we're not going to tell you. And then the two guys just start screaming at each other for no reason.
Not a lot of people have great motivations in this movie.
Or rational reactions to anything.
No,
So,
not at all.
well, at this point, they just decide to kill the third guy, the indigenous guy who found Alex.
Well, because, and we find out that Billy and this indigenous guy were partners. So he sort of betrayed the other guys,
I guess.
Maybe.
There
was no evidence of that.
There was no way for them to know that at very least. I would like to point out, though,
Please.
after the Letitia part,
Yeah.
that was when we checked the time the first time. So that was 23 minutes into this movie. So my note is 23 minutes in, 1 plane crash, and 1 murder.
Nice.
It's a good score by that time.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to pay attention to that kind of thing.
And 2 countries.
And 2 countries.
You know, so.
Right,
and a naked computer lady.
Oh, the face is replaced by a digital version of Billy. So you're right. Technically, a much better movie bit off this movie.
I caught that a couple of times, actually. There was something else that happened, and I was like, I've seen this before.
Throw me the whip. No, wait, that was the other direction.
No ticket.
No ticket.
Yeah, that definitely happens.
Yeah. Although those were released in the same year.
Oh, okay.
89.
Right. So
oh boy.
Murder happens, then...
Well, then what happens is...
Oh, God. Alex sneaks into the office after they've gone to murder the guy.
Yes. Well, he finds the real computer disc.
Oh, in Billy's hat.
Red
Crazy
Baron
hat.
Yeah. And
that he, for some reason, is like, I'm going to wear this.
Right. Because he's a pilot. Oh, you mean Alex.
Oh, no, I understand why Billy was wearing it.
Okay, I was just making sure.
It's why is Alex
because he's a
wearing
1940s pilot? That was a weird hat.
Yeah.
Anyway, Alex finds that disc, sneaks into the room, slides the disc into the computer, and that's the secret map. That's the actual map. Yep. Now, the computer hijinks in this stupid movie.
Well, wait,
start there.
Yes, because he prints the map out, and all of a sudden he hears the guys coming, so he pulls out the program and the map, and then he hides behind the desk. And this was my favorite part of the movie, where the bad guy, Dr. Talbot, a.k.a. Scarface.
Yep.
Scarface, who throughout the entire movie holds an unlit cigarette.
Points with it.
Finds random reasons not to light it.
Yeah. Sometimes he almost puts it in his mouth backwards.
It looked like he was sucking on it at some point.
But he's like just randomly tapping it on the keyboard, and he randomly just taps it in such a way that he hits like one button.
Enter.
He hits a button that's like the enter key to bring up one command. He hits another button to hit another command just randomly, and then he hits the Y button to reprint the map.
Yeah, which absolutely reminded me of The Simpsons, where he learns to put the bird.
Yes.
Where's the any key?
Where's my tab?
God, that's
still waiting on that tab.
That cigarette tapping though, as a plot device,
God damn it,
was so stupid.
Except it was followed immediately by the only bit of brilliance in this entire movie. I think it was smart. Because this map starts printing out, and the kid thinks, if they get their hands on the map, that's going to be bad for some reason. I don't even know why the kid wants to go on this treasure hunt, but
there is no reason.
There's no reason, but his
the script said so.
Oh,
that's
right, of course.
Yes.
But then he reaches up, he shows himself. That wasn't the brilliant part. The brilliant part was, cut the power to the printer to stop it from printing. Oh, this fucking dot matrix printer. That took forever.
Yes.
And so he grabs and shuts off the power, then jumps out the window. Yeah. Which also blacks out the room, which kind of made sense to me.
Yes, but here is my argument of why it's stupid.
All right.
He is sitting underneath the window.
Yeah.
He has to get up, run across the room, where these two guys are watching him run across the room, cut the power, and then he runs back. These two guys are known to have guns. He knows they're bad guys.
Right.
And he does nothing.
How does he know they're bad guys?
Because he listened to them outside the room talking about getting the stuff, and
Remember when
we're gonna go kill him.
Remember when he propped open the window with a Tootsie Roll
wrapper?
That was the genius of this film.
Yes.
Also, must have paid for at least half of it.
Yeah, it was
the
very
Tootsie Roll
Reese's
endorsement.
Pieces. Yeah.
Tootsie Roll, and then there was a cigarette brand that was all over as well.
Viceroy.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah, Viceroy Cigarettes.
Okay, not that anyone asked, but here's some stuff about Viceroy Cigarettes. One of their slogans in the 1940s was, "As your dentist, I would recommend Viceroys." This was because they claimed their filters would make it so you'd get less tar in between your teeth. Healthy. Also, not that it's specific to them, but in the 70s, they were busted for studying if they could get kids hooked on their product. And finally, in the 1990s, they were found to be growing genetically modified tobacco with higher levels of nicotine. In South America, actually. So that's how that ties in. Diabolical.
But that was that part. And then he gets into a Jeep. Alex gets into a Jeep.
Yep.
And he starts pulling forward, and the guy falls over
The indigenous
dead.
fellow.
The indigenous fellow falls over dead. Oh, this is how we definitely know that they're bad guys, is the guy walks into the room. Del Toro walks back into the room where Alex is sitting, and he's like, oh, man, I really hate when they bleed all over my hands after I kill them. Right? Like...
Great.
So,
Good.
like,
No, he didn't
Alex
say
knows.
after I killed
I
them
know, but
because
still.
AJ was questioning whether the guy got murdered for a minute.
I wasn't questioning it. I didn't think he slipped in jam.
I wasn't saying you thought he slipped in jam. You said, did they kill him? And I said, yes, he's talking about blood on his hands.
Yeah.
Oh.
Literal blood on his hands, my friend.
And then he
Blood
was
on
like,
his hands.
out damn spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
He had his Lady M moment.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
So anyways, Alex starts driving and the indigenous man falls over and he just has a knife in the middle of his
Just
spine.
one knife.
Very tiny blood thing
Because it all went on the
guy's hands.
Mickey,
But the best
Mickey Rooney's
part,
hand.
Mickey Rooney's hands. But the best part is when Alex just looks at it, he's like, huh, all right, I guess I'll just drive. This
Well,
is a dead
gotta
guy.
go.
That's actually the part I think might have been better of that moment was when he casually shoved. He like nudged him, and the guy rolled out of the car.
Yeah, that happened. And this is when the chase happens where, like, there's the second explosion where the one car hits the other car.
Yep.
Alex is out of the car. He runs away. And then he falls asleep with a monkey in a tree.
Yeah.
Two monkeys.
Two monkeys.
And then the monkeys wake him up, essentially pushing him out of the tree. What a klutz.
With
Am I
Ona.
right?
What a klutz.
What a klutz. That's the meet cute with Ona, where she is they are just walking back and forth on frame randomly.
Ugh.
She's got sheep. She's angry because he scared her sheep away.
And then she just leaves.
Yeah, she's little Bo Peep in this moment.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Do they go to her father's shop at that point?
Well, he convinces her with the map, like,
Right.
you gotta take me. And she's like, fine, I'll take you. We're gonna go talk to the village elders. And then they just go talk to her dad, who's just some white dude.
Who has a bunch of exposition about the former tribe that used to live there.
Yes, this is Michael Moriarty,
Okay.
who was in the Hanoi
So he's
Hilton.
clearly the bad guy.
I know.
Well, he also, but here's the catch, because he might be the good guy.
Oh?
Because in the movie Troll, not
Yes.
Troll 2, but
Okay.
Troll,
Ooh.
he played, are you ready for it?
Go.
Harry Potter.
The prequel.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
You're looking at me like I'm crazy, Holly.
His name was Harry Potter in the movie.
Yeah, there's a Harry Potter Senior and a Harry Potter Junior in the original Troll movie.
Is he senior or junior?
He's Senior.
Yeah. He was an adult at the time.
It's very
When
confusing.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't
That's
it?
not what Harry Potter's about.
Thanks,
There
J.K.
are trolls
Rowling.
in Harry
There are
Potter.
trolls in Harry
See?
Potter.
Prequel.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what happened.
I know. It's a,
Wait, wouldn't it be a sequel?
no,
Fair.
came
Oh.
years before.
No, I know, but so did Star Wars.
It's a good
I see.
damn
So
point.
we're wrapping around the other way.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm saying. Cause
Harry Potter
if it's
Senior,
Harry
Harry
Potter
Potter
Senior.
Junior.
Got
Yeah,
it.
that
I
actually
see,
does
I
make
see.
sense.
So yeah.
Maybe, guys, maybe
oh.
it's Harry Potter's second family.
Oh, shit.
Think about it. I don't
Oh.
know. I've never seen any of the Trolls movies.
Not trolls.
Troll.
Troll.
Singular.
Oh, no, I've seen the Trolls movies where they sing pop
No.
songs. Those
No,
ones I've
that's,
seen.
that's, of course you've seen those.
It's completely different.
Get out of here.
Better not
They stole
to
your
talk about.
Hello Darkness joke.
Did they really?
Yeah, it happens in the Trolls movie.
Motherfuckers.
Sons of bitches.
I'm glad I just killed our conversation.
Yeah.
Anyways, at this point, Una is trying to convince her dad to allow her
To go on a
go-
camping trip?
which is really them finding the
The treasure. Right, which will just take a couple hours.
Yeah.
Probably.
Which was so weird because the dad is supposed to be like this real hippie fella, and she says to him basically like, "Oh, so I can't go?
You don't trust me?
You don't trust me?" And he's like, "No, it's just that." And she's like, "Well, this is what happens when you're celibate since mom died.
What?
Don't you realize?
Hell? Oh, and
you think you have women's rights, but you don't believe me. So you're really just a big conservative." And he's like, "Don't you dare!"
And this starts
don't
the
curse at me.
third close talking moment.
This was
this
the
was the
moment.
Just worse.
I
This
was
the worst
uncomfortable.
offensive.
Bad.
I was
Because-
literally on the edge of my seat with uncomfortable. Not
Yeah.
like it was like, ooh, it was like, oh no.
Well, the sexual tension between father and daughter in this
Quite
scene
suspenseful.
Super.
was
In a real bad way.
uncomfortable. And then he fucking plants one on her mouth.
Oh,
He keeps
at
touching
the
her
twice.
face.
very end. Like, we thought, oh, he's totally going to kiss her. Ha, ha. Oh,
no,
God,
he
they did it.
He did kiss her.
That's when you and I screamed, isn't it?
Yes, and she screamed in unison.
Stop it.
Oh, no. And then it's outside and he kisses her twice
Again,
more.
yeah,
Ugh.
it was just
On the
weird.
mouth.
Right
on the mouth.
Oh, come
While
on.
she was on a horse.
That's even worse for
What
some
happened
reason.
to those horses?
Oh, they.
They
Oh.
died.
No, they got back.
No.
Yeah, because the cactus butt man.
Oh, he probably
They-
rode him.
they
yeah.
rode him back.
Yeah, because.
So wait, he rode.
And
The
then took the
horse
cactus
all the
That's
way
out of
why
his
it
back.
doesn't.
ass
We're
after
skipping
it's
Cactus
forward.
in his ass?
We're
Oh,
skipping
Jesus
forward
Christ.
past one of the most ingenious scenes.
The scorpion map where I have no clue what was happening, and the possessed backpack.
Yeah,
Wait, which is the best scene?
that whole thing.
The
The whole thing. Okay.
The whole thing. The stupid measuring something on the map
With
with.
a
Okay,
scorpion.
wait. Okay, they have to go and find a skull with a cross on it. They dig up the skull. It has a cross on it. It also has a hinge on it.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
open that up. There's a tiny little box within it. There
It was
is
an
a.
Altoids tin.
It's an Altoids tin. They open up the tin. There is a live scorpion.
Yeah.
There was something else in the tin too.
There was it was a clue.
Oh,
it was
right.
like
it
saying
said put the scorpion on the map.
map to measure between something or
It
other.
says put the scorpion on the map there. Remember,
Yes,
she
yes,
points.
she just goes
That's
there.
right. But I don't know what was solved by that. They just laid a scorpion on the picture of a scorpion.
Yes, and
Right?
there was no
measuring.
There was no measuring. And
At
like
all.
that was the thing that was so confusing was like, do you measure from head to tip of tail? Do you measure it from like curved tail?
Right.
Also, that Altoids tin had been in that skull seemingly for years.
No, it was probably buried by Billy, but still, did it matter?
It would have had to been the day before.
Right?
Yeah, well, like how long does a scorpion live
I
in an
don't know.
Altoids tin?
Well, if you think about it, though, a dead scorpion is going to measure as long as a live scorpion, correct?
and actually probably more accurately because
Yeah,
it's not
exactly.
going to growl.
It
or
probably should have been
move.
dead before then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right? I don't understand it. But it added this weird
Well,
tension
why
of
does it have
like,
to be a scorpion? Why can't you just be like, use this stick?
well, that's what I said. I was like, just measure the scorpion approximately with a stick and break the stick off, put it on the map. It didn't make any difference whatsoever.
Approximately? You're just going to approximately guess on a map?
Not, I guess you're right, for a $15 million prize or whatever. It
I
was-
don't even
yeah.
know. It was the ice
it's-
in the cave.
It
that was
doesn't
diamonds.
matter.
He said cash. He said cash money.
But they
Yeah.
also said diamonds, didn't they?
No.
No, he
It's
said there were blue diamonds in the, or something that looked like blue diamonds within it, which,
that's the ice.
I guess, man.
Fuck this movie.
yeah, spoiler alert,
Also, they're
there's
in
no
the desert,
fucking
so they
ice.
went from the jungle to the desert. Like,
Yeah.
just boop boop. We're there.
Yep. So that is ridiculous. That's stupid. They don't learn anything new, but it points them to something or other. And then they get held up, which constantly
By
happens.
Del Toro.
By Del Toro and Doc.
Bronson Del Toro.
Yeah.
And,
And-
Scarface.
And to distract them, he has the most massive remote control for the plane.
The model airplane that he
Yes,
brought with
in
him.
his pocket. So he launches that, and it starts dragging his backpack off. He's like, guys, instead of stealing the map from us, look at that possessed backpack, right?
And they were seriously like, whoa, let's go run after it.
Cartoon.
Well, that was
They
the
start
thing that-
shooting at it.
Yeah, well, that was the thing that actually really threw me off. Is I'm wondering if the idea was supposed to be the map is in the bag.
If they had
but they
said
don't actually
that,
say that. All they say is it's a possessed backpack.
Yeah.
And the two guys lose their minds running after it.
a lot of this just does not make sense to me.
Oh, God.
But
I don't know why you guys are confused. It made perfect sense.
The mom, who we cut back to, who has creepy Hulk Hogan doll hair, like that, like
very
fine blonde hair.
Does she come to find that Manny's daughter is with her son?
I don't know when she
Oh,
finds
that's right.
out.
This is how it happens. This is how it happens.
Oh, because the guy...
dude. That's when the dude falls backwards onto the cactus.
Right.
Scarface falls backwards on the cactus.
Oh.
He rides the horse back to Una's father's store.
Manny.
And she's there to try to buy supplies. That's when she finds out the kid is there.
And they're together.
And that Una and him have gone off. What's weird, because she walks in literally on Bronson Del Toro, beating that dude up, and she's like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "There's a fly on his shoulder. It's okay."
So
and then
bloodied and bruised.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, okay." And she doesn't ask questions. She just trusts that these guys are fine, that everything's okay.
Women.
I wasn't going to say it, but I'm glad you did, because that's actually what I got from it.
It
was
was
just
1989.
like, women. They don't know.
So easy to lie to
obsessed
them.
with spiders.
Yeah, this is what happens when you let a woman have a career. That's what this movie told me.
Jesus
Actually,
Christ.
you know what's really terrible is that's kind of what the whole thing is. Like,
I
she'll
know.
abandon her child.
Yeah.
Oh,
for her damn...
uncomfortable
And
then.
what she gets, spoiler alert,
Yeah.
is her son just goes off necking with
Una.
that
Ona.
Ono Hawaiian barbecue.
Ona.
Oh, no.
Well, that then leads us to the scene where Ona and Alex find the next place on the map.
Sure.
Which just is like an abandoned town. And they're walking through a cemetery, then they're walking through a town, and then they split up. And all of a sudden, you just hear Ona screaming, and he's like, "Ona! Quit joking!
Hey, come on. What are you doing? What are you up to?
What are you, Ona?
Quit messing around.
Actually,
Too much of that.
By the way, this is the first time I think we found out her name was Ona, because all three of us were like, "What?
Oh no.
What is he yelling?
Ona. Oh no, Hawaiian barbecue. That's where it came.
and then she's gagged
Wow.
With a sock.
with a sock or something.
Well,
She has a sock in her mouth. Let's just put it like that.
Yeah.
because she could spit it out at any time.
Her mouth was pursed around that sock.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was holding it in.
Yeah.
But the two bad guys have flown in. And I don't know how they've flown
Quietly,
in without
apparently.
him knowing.
Silencer.
A
Yeah, the
silencer.
silencer.
There's silencers on everything in this movie.
Yeah.
Getting the drop
God.
on these kids. And this happens like every other scene. The scene will be the escape, and then the kids will find a new location, and then somehow the bad guys will
get
have
there.
caught up and hold them hostage. And then they'll find a clue, and then they will
Find a magic way
skedaddle.
out.
Yeah, of course. And this
in this
time,
one,
this was my favorite.
they were about
the
to-
clue.
First of all, they were about to kill the kid.
Yeah,
Both
both of
of them were there. They finally got the map. The bad guys got the map. They're about to shoot the kids. They've dug a grave for
I don't know
them.
why they didn't have the kids dig the grave.
Dude, they were in a graveyard with open graves.
Yeah.
I don't know why they just didn't put the kids in one of the open graves.
Like, who's gonna find them?
Seriously. Are you respecting the other dead? What is happening here?
I mean, that's the quickest way to get a curse put on you, though.
Oh,
That
that's
is
very,
true.
very true.
Yeah, you have
Those
Yeah.
kids could have haunted them.
Wasn't even those kids. It could have been.
could have been the old indigenous folks.
Dr. Olga Volga, perhaps?
Well, that's
Thank
Alex.
goodness that was the open grave they were standing in front of.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
Alex has
Christ.
mentioned like 3 times, like Billy had said something effective like,
If you're a rocket scientist,
"You
you
could
can
figure this
discover-
out."
Yeah.
And that's when they're standing there, and seriously, it's
have it
one of
written
the.
down.
Oh God, that line was so good.
Wait, what line? The line written on her grave?
No,
Oh.
not the line written on her. I have that written down too. It's
Yeah.
when Ona goes, "What was the thing?" He's like, "I don't know. You got to be smart to
You
do it."
gotta be
She's
really
like,
smart.
No. What was the exact words? He said, "You got to be a rocket scientist." She's like, "Look over there." We cut to the gravestone
Of Dr. Olga Volga.
of Dr. Olga Volga,
And we'll let the
and
guest...
it says,
Built rockets for Stalin.
No. She
No.
danced and built rockets for
I
stuff.
don't know why you are so hung up on this dancing thing.
"It was so weird."
It doesn't make sense.
And there
Hey, do
there
you
were
think she
ballet
moonwalked?
shoes.
I think she might have moved.
Boo earns. What was the other thing?
There
Oh,
was ballet shoes and like a.
I mean, was she a black widow? Like, she learns ballet and she learns to murder people?
I don't.
I mean,
know.
who is
I-
this Dr. Olga Volga?
I want the movie about her life.
But
It-
but
I know
the
who
best
she
part
was.
is-
okay, go.
She was that creepy old lady on the plane.
Oh,
She was dead.
That's what she wanted.
oh shit!
like that
she
no one will
was a-
ever get to know that the face that I made at you that got you there.
I know. I was Ooh.
I know.
Whoa.
So this was one of my absolute favorite parts of the movie.
Okay.
That's when Alex goes, "Hey, Doc, can I get a last request?" And the doctor was like, "No last request."
That's ridiculous.
And he goes, "Well, I just want a cigarette." And he's like, "Well, as a doctor, I can't tell." "No, I'm just fucking with you. Here's a cigarette, kid." He walks over as he's handing. So this is all like one long shot, unbroken. As he walks over, he trips, falls, and goes, "Oops." Rights himself. They ADR'd the oops, and then they gave him the cigarette, which tells me that was the best take that they had.
The best.
Was when he
The
fell
only one, maybe.
over, and they were like, "We got to use it."
Yep.
We got to
We're running
use
out
it.
of film.
You think it was we gotta use it or this is fine?
That'll do.
A
That'll
lot
do,
of,
pig.
both of the above. At this point, he takes the cigarette and he flicks it. Oh, we forgot to mention earlier in this scene, they found like a box of dynamite randomly in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
He flicks the cigarette into the box of dynamite, which is like 15 feet away, falls perfectly into the box.
Also, they're struggling to get that cigarette lit.
Yes. They
Oh, God.
Yes.
In the
Because
wind.
it's windy.
Yeah.
The box of dynamite explodes
Immediately.
3 times. Immediately 3 times.
Because they had 3 buttons.
Yes. And also, the other thing about the 3 explosions, which really cracked me up, was the fact that it landed in there, and the dude was ready to shoot them for a solid, 20 seconds, just waiting. Like, is it going to go? Is it going to go? Oh, there it is.
Kaboom.
It was the Joker.
Yeah.
Del Toro flew away. The doctor fell down on the ground. Ona jumps and grabs a little rocket launcher looking thing.
That
That
was-
was in the grave.
That was
Yeah.
in the grave.
Next to the ballet shoes.
And at that point, Alex runs up and kicks the doctor.
In the balls.
No, in the dick.
Well,
that
yep.
was square in the dick. You could tell because he didn't react like he got kicked in the balls. He reacted like he got kicked in the dick.
Is that because he didn't fart?
That'll happen.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
Dude, is the train next?
No, well, what happens
Oh my
is we
God.
cut back to Alex's mom and Ona's dad.
Yep.
And the glariest glare window that's ever glared.
No. This is not. The glare was way before because now
Oh,
they're
you're
just
right.
waiting because.
Right.
And this is when he does like the dad out of nowhere is like, like Woodstock, Jimi Hendrix. Overtones, man. It's like overtones. Got the overtones. And she's just like,
It was the most pointless scene
"Can we
in the
just
entire
fucking go, please?"
movie.
He's like,
The Jeep was broken?
Yeah, they had to fix the Jeep or
no, they
something.
were waiting for the radio call
Oh,
back.
right. They were in, like,
They
When
were
did
randomly
she say,
waiting.
Doesn't she say at one point? Well,
That
I
was
gotta-
later.
later, but none of it matters at all, Holly.
This
I'm sorry.
movie was like a fucking fever dream where you just
Yeah.
sort of everything.
Well, and the missing 20 minutes
Combined.
in the middle there.
Right? At one point, I think this is around the time where the Little White Lie comic
yes.
comes in.
Oh, that was actually before, but
It
yes,
was,
it's
yeah.
so good.
And I guess she doesn't like telling a lie to her father, and
No,
and
she doesn't like liars, period.
liars, period.
and Alex
no.
points
And
out,
Alex says,
no.
it's just a little white lie. And what does she say? She says, I'm only half white, so it's not a...
You've got to get this right
I know.
to
You're
honor
absolutely
this
right.
film.
Yeah, the film has to be honored properly. He says, "I told you a little white lie, but you also lied to your dad, so you don't mind lying." And she says, "I'm half white." That's where the little white lie came from.
Boo. You think you're clever, movie.
Hey.
Boo.
And at this point, they are randomly found by another indigenous man who brings them
This is AJ's favorite part of the movie.
To a chief.
to a chief. Well, as they're walking in, Alex sees the television antenna, and he goes, "Oh, good, they've got a computer with an television antenna."
They actually open up the rocket
Yes, that's
that was
right.
in Dr. Olga Volga's grave. And
You just like saying Dr. Olga
I
Volga.
really do. And inside of it is yet another disc.
Yes. Oh, that's right, because he says we need to get to a monitor. He
Yeah.
doesn't say we need to get to a computer.
Not to a computer,
just
a monitor.
Right. And she says, "Be careful. The last anthropologist here
Oh,
was
God.
found dead, and his sex organs were found in his mouth."
That's
what happened.
What a detail to add to this
Yes.
weird
Kids movie.
And then,
And then we're introduced to the chief of
Yes.
the tribe,
which
who looked
you-
like
oh no,
a Jeff Dunham puppet with the
Oh,
movements.
no.
No, it was just the movements of his face and his eyebrows,
acting.
right?
I
much
hate
man.
to agree with you because I feel really bad about it, but that is one of the most accurate descriptions I've ever heard in my entire life.
And he was barely moving from the chair. That's why I thought it was like
It was
a
all
puppet.
eyebrows.
He was like,
all eyebrows
I'm
and
not going
mouth.
to move at all. Just
He says he's going to fix Alex.
Yeah.
He's going to fix the TV.
fix the TV monitor, whatever,
And
because
the
nobody really knew what a fucking computer was
Nope.
in 1989, apparently.
Well, and the chief says a bunch of stuff in whatever the native language was, and Ona translates it as, it hasn't worked in 12 years. Many warriors have tried to fix it,
Many warriors.
but none of them have been able to.
Right.
And they were all punished. And he said something about, were their sex organs cut off?
Uh-oh. And so he just fiddles a bit in the back of the TV, and it turns on with the information on the disc
'Cause he
immediately.
put it in the Atari. I came back in because I
right.
I don't
didn't
think that
catch
was the
any.
Atari.
Yeah.
Was
he-
there- there
he
was
said-
an
I thought that was the remote control of the plane that he still had.
Oh, I guess.
I mean,
that
it doesn't make
makes-
sense.
No, it makes
None
no
of it
sense.
makes sense.
Huh.
I don't
Sure.
know because when I thought the one man was holding a cross at him, I was very confused. I didn't hear
was a-
him say anything.
it was a
I
bow
know
and
I
arrow.
figured it out
It was
eventually.
a bow and arrow.
But until I found out what it was, I was just confused, and I didn't hear anything about the sex organs or the warriors. I heard none
You're
of
just
that.
distracted
I
by
was
the
just
bow.
like, why is he holding a cross?
Why is he pointing across at him?
Yeah, aggressively.
Aggressively.
And then it
So
was
angry.
it was a bow.
Well,
it's
there
because
you go.
he was cross.
Saving room for a
Laugh
No,
track.
no, no.
Just the
laugh track. You want that?
Yeah, I want the
You want the laugh
Scooby-Doo
track.
track.
All right.
Not just booing.
So they finally.
Might be.
So Alex gets the disc to work, which
Right.
is insane.
Oh no.
And it's just a cave that looks like a vagina,
It was very.
which is
With no
so
location
weird.
on it,
no
really.
location.
Unique.
And the chief looks at it, and it's like really bad, like grayscale rendered. And the chief
Mm-hmm.
is like, "Oh, I know where that's at."
Oh sure.
Which is weird too, because
It's
later
over in the
on,
next town.
they actually show that same vagina cave on the map.
Mm-hmm.
Like I
Right.
don't know why they needed to go to the chief or like look up a
Or
anything with
the
a
disc. Yeah,
on
right.
this. But at that point, the chief was like, "Well, now fix my television,
Because they
dickhead."
got the name of it.
There was a name of it.
The
I don't know.
Luna,
but
the
this is the thing.
something.
Oh, is that what it? I thought they
Oh.
already had found that, or like it was on the map.
But they didn't
Eh.
know they needed to go there. It was just a map.
None
it didn't
of this
have
makes
like
sense.
50 steps here.
Oh,
That's
You had
I
to.
guess so.
You got the instructions from other stuff, like
Fair
the
enough.
scorpion
That-
box.
Fair enough. All
and the
right.
disc.
Okay. This is dumb.
all of it is.
Don't say it's dumb just because I understand it and you don't.
No, what?
Would
This
it make the
makes no
movie
sense.
any better if
Because
we
it was the
actually
same
understood
picture.
all of this specific stuff?
Yes.
No.
No.
No, it wouldn't.
What are you talking about?
So he switches the channel,
To I Love Lucy
and it stays on I Love Lucy uncut.
for like a minute.
Yeah.
And when
And
it
it's
finally cuts back to the chief looks livid.
So angry.
Why?
Eventually.
If,
No,
That's
you,
true, that.
it is a long reaction shot on the chief.
on multiple people in there.
Yeah.
And none of them are pleased.
And the payoff of all of it is he's angry because it's a rerun.
He's
Yeah.
already seen this.
They've
God.
seen it before.
It was a long walk.
Probably the best joke in this whole movie, though.
Then we cut to a train sequence.
Yep. No, we cut to the bad guys who are also watching I Love Lucy.
Oh
That's
yeah,
right.
that's
That's
right.
Because the audio is playing in the background for some goddamn reason.
Well, you know, there's
And-
not a lot to watch in Chile.
And then he's like, wait, what? They're in the same town that we're in? That's crazy. And they're getting on the train at the time
Because some random guy called him from a payphone.
because they have people all over the place.
Yes.
So Alex and Ona get on the train, and the two bad guys start coming after them on a truck,
Yes.
and
They hop on the train.
inevitable
they do the whole train thing.
fight on top of the train happens.
It wasn't a fight. It was just running.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
just a chase. That's
It
true.
was just
And
running.
then,
That's fair.
and then Scarface goes to kill Alex, but before he does, Una opens a door and just starts throwing tomatoes at
She
him.
did not care for his performance. No.
No.
Ooh.
Get off the stage.
Oh boy.
And then she closes the door again. He starts shooting through the door. And then he opens the door. Ona's on the ground.
And AJ cheered.
And AJ got happy. Well, because after that.
Yeah. No, I didn't cheer for that. I cheered for the next thing.
And then Alex is like standing on the edge of the train, like, oh no, oh no. And then the bad guy, Scarface, shoots him.
Right in the chest.
Right in the chest.
Falls off the train.
Yes. And then there's a big dramatic sequence where.
I have a question.
Oh, sure.
Just one.
Okay.
Wasn't that truck behind the train?
Yes, it was.
And he didn't get run over by it?
No, because he fell on the tracks.
And it's a lifted truck.
Oh, okay.
Right underneath.
That makes perfect sense.
Oh, you're giving me shit about the movie's logic.
No. I would never do such a thing.
I would never. I'm so innocent.
Oh my God, guys.
This is insane.
Well, it is a fever dream.
It really is.
It really is. Well, because what's amazing is like there's this like harrowing section where Scarface has to hop on the truck that Bronson Del Toro is driving. And then out of nowhere, Bronson Del Toro is celebrating like, woo, yeah, he's not paying attention.
But he's got tomatoes on his windshield. I don't know how he saw any of that.
He just ran straight into the water, like a water tower.
An empty water tower, thank goodness.
Yeah. And they're like,
so much wasted water if it had been full.
I know.
Yes. Well, that would have actually probably killed the stunt driver, so they couldn't do it.
It probably would have killed the town, too.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, no.
And then, what is amazing is after that, Una gets up, she's fine, and she simply just steps off the train as it's moving.
Yep.
In a way that I was like, that's crazy. That, like, everything up to this point, I have bought.
No, you haven't.
This I do not buy. Then she runs up to Alex. Alex, like, sits up, and he's like, and he reaches in, and he pulls out this Rolex that he stole from someone earlier in the movie, and the bullet hit the Rolex instead of his heart. And he's like, what did he say? Something like, American made, good time, good...
Oh, no, it was waterproof, jiggle-proof, bad guy proof? That's what it was.
Yeah,
bad guy proof.
And they're like, cut to, he's sitting on a tractor talking to his mom.
Yeah, Rolex Ex Machina much.
No, because they use that cart.
Oh, that's right. They're on one of those hand cart things.
But that's the
only
point.
Exists in Scooby-Doo and Blazing Saddles.
But that's the point where there's no reason why the parents should have found them. There's really no reason why the kids should have shown up in this weird, broken down, like, junkyard.
Yeah. And then the parents are just like, well, we found you making out, so we know
necking.
everything.
Necking.
Yeah,
necking.
So nothing.
Obviously,
nothing you're saying
tell
is
not
true.
show. That's the rule, right?
I do not want to see any more kissing in this film.
That's fair.
You didn't want to see those two getting it on?
No, I guess not. But
what were we talking
then
about?
they throw their kids in detention.
That's right. They lock one up in a fucking
train car,
a metal train car. And the other one in, like, one of those circus folk travel wagons.
Travelers.
Travelers.
Traveler wagon.
Sure.
And, like, and it's hot. I mean, they're in the middle of a fucking desert.
They're definitely made of tin.
Somehow
Everything is
they
either
went
made of
for
wood
it.
and tin or both.
And both of us, all three of us were like, they're going to die in
Turn
there.
on the air conditioner.
Or
they
open
can't.
a window.
It's a junkyard.
And then the parents just are like, we're
going to go to bed. We're going to sleep head to toe. They fall asleep in between. The kids get out.
Does anyone else think head to toe is slightly more sexual than just sleeping next to someone?
Well, if you're Quentin Tarantino.
The main reason. I haven't seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood yet.
The potential is always there.
All the feet.
All the feet. But yeah, so the kids escape.
I know, your penis and vagina still line up when you're head to toe.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, yeah, you're right.
With multiple things.
Yes.
Too.
Oh, yeah, you just scooch on down, you scooch on up, throw a leg over.
There's a bunch of options, guys.
That got Nick for some reason.
It was the throw a leg over. The boat's sinking. We're taking on too much weight. Throw a leg over.
Not how legs work.
Oh, okay. Oh, my Lord.
This has just been
if there's a lot of dismembered people, maybe it is.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of boat wreck this is.
Yeah.
So, in the show
yeah.
I'm helping out with,
yeah.
there is a joke where they're singing once, twice, three time a lady, and it's because the wife was cut up into pieces.
Oh, God.
Oh,
they're
no.
throwing her off. She's once, twice, and they're throwing her overboard.
That's
in
the
pieces.
best use.
It's probably the best joke it's the best joke in the show for
Fantastic.
sure.
Oh, boy.
I love it.
Yeah.
But so what do they even escape to do? To go find the cave, right?
Yeah, they figured out where the cave was.
Of course.
So they go to the cave.
How did they escape? I mean, they escape. He opens a window, climbs out, lets her out. But what do they escape on?
Don't they take the truck that the parents were in?
After they have pushed an entire car on the dad's foot, shattering his foot.
Breaking his foot for sure.
Yeah, the allegiance to anybody
is gone
in this movie is just makes no sense.
Then she's heartbroken. No, because she loved him.
Did she?
Her dad? Yeah, we saw them making out.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
There was a lot of sexual tension.
We cut to them in the cave, and the cave, from like a far shot, is just spray painted blue. Mm-hmm. And then in the close shot, there's like a single diamond looking thing that they pull out. Oh, it's like an opal gem, or not an opal.
It's like turquoise, right?
Turquoise.
She said it's comparable to your turquoise.
Yes, that's right.
You on your other planet.
Your white people turquoise is what she said.
Your Los Angeles turquoise.
Yeah. And they find what they're like, oh my God.
Ooh, barrels. This might be the diamonds or the money or whatever it is.
Diamonds or money. They open it up and it's just
white powder.
White powder. And I jokingly said, oh, they just found a bunch of cocaine.
Yep. Guess what?
You
were right.
Shoving his sweaty hand in so much cocaine.
Yes. He is so high.
And then she tastes it.
And tastes it and goes, I think it's cocaine. And then he goes,
yep.
Oh, we're in deep shit. This is at this point of the movie, he's been shot. Yep. He has been shot. And now they're in deep shit. Now they're like, oh,
also,
this is a bad
why
idea.
do they think that this is deep shit? They could literally walk out of the cave, forget about it ever happening. Yep. Like, there's no... What are they saddled with this?
Yes, they have to sell it.
Now we have to sell it on the streets.
Now we gotta cut it. We gotta sell it.
Where's Jesse Pinkman? We'll get him to be the distributor.
Jesse Pinkman never sold cocaine.
I mean, he might have.
No,
you don't know.
No, it was meth.
Have you seen his prequel?
It was meth, and it was meth only.
All right, fair enough.
Right.
Are you guys talking about Breaking Bad?
That's right, we are.
Yes.
Sorry. Is that relatable to anyone anymore?
No.
No? All right.
Anyways.
Scarface. How about that? Yes?
Oh,
no?
yeah, that was fun.
There it is.
And we have a Scarface in this movie.
I know.
Which,
we
now
definitely
that we've mentioned
do.
It, Scarface takes the parents and brings them to the cave.
Of wonders.
They show up. And then we cut to a weird shot of a plane that is apparently landing somewhere near the cave.
But not so close that they don't need a car to get there.
Naturally not.
Well, and at this
because
point...
they don't want anyone to hear. Smart.
Oh, smart.
At this point, they're just
because you can't hear a truck coming up the trail.
No, it definitely doesn't reverberate off the cave walls. Sounds of trucks. That's not how cave walls work.
Well, there was a silencer on the truck.
We missed the silencer.
No, the silencer.
It's in the plane.
Yep.
Yeah.
So...
I'm so excited.
We're so close. Guys, we're so close and yet so far.
Is this still going to be shorter than the film?
So anyways, at this point...
We've checked the time maybe 8 times. Yep.
This is where the big reveal happens. The guy on the plane turns out to be...
The needless reveal.
The stepdad.
What?
All white suit, white shoes, white hat.
Different accent.
Oh, and they were talking to a French guy... Guy on
a radio
the bad guys, the baddies.
But no, at this point he's had the American accent, the French accent, and when he shows up, it's not a French accent. It's like a Spanish or German.
Germanish. I don't know. He tries a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
No,
and he uses a Spanish accent at the end.
He's using French accent when he comes into the cave.
Really?
Yeah,
but then he switches out of it.
Switches to something else. Yeah.
But the best part is they were like, "What's happening?" He was like, "No one suspected the research center was a cocaine facility."
And then we had to hire you to be
the woman, the
reputable
person, the mother.
Yes,
the mother. And he's like, "But you're too old for me. I like younger ones."
Gross.
And
then he points to Ona.
Who my guess is she's 17 or 16.
It said it in the trailer.
Oh, a 15-year-old.
He was 15.
Alex was 16. She was 15, right?
Right.
Still a little creepy.
Well, I mean, they're both teenagers. They could be in the same high school.
That makes sense. At this point, he was going to kill everybody. He's like, let's kill everyone here except bring the girl on the plane.
Creeper.
Which was... horrifying.
Oh, we forgot to mention that earlier on when it's just Manny, Ona's dad, and the mom, Val, in the desert, she finds the crimson toad or the red toad tarantula and slips it in her pocket.
They keep calling it a spider.
Who cares?
I do, because I looked it up, and they are technically spiders, but they're a hairy spider.
Oh, so different.
Oh, that makes sense because they were in a hairy situation.
They were in deep shit. And so she
only
slipped...
after they found the cocaine.
Right. Yeah. Slipped it in her pocket, And that pays off later on. When
For the first time ever in this
fucking
film.
time, she weirdly gives her vest with the spider in
I
it
don't know why she gave the vest. She was like,
I
I
don't know.
want you to have something.
To whom?
Scarface.
to Scarface. And so he's like, well, this fits me pretty well, which it does not.
No, the spider crawls out, rolls up his body, bites him on the neck.
Puts him right to sleep.
He falls over. Bronson Del
is that what
Toro.
happened?
Yeah.
Bronson Del Toro runs up and he's like, "Hey, boss!" And he puts his hand on the guy's chest, and
Flat,
holds it,
like
for
you're
the
letting
spider
a tarantula walk on it,
go-
like
come over.
so it's not aggressive.
The spider
Thanks,
crawls
trainer.
on him, and he just falls over too. And they're
bonk.
like,
Oh, with his legs in the air. It was so
"Yes,
cute.
yes." And at this point,
We've completely lost Manny. I think he got knocked out at one
He got
point.
knocked out at some point, but we kept going, where's Manny?
Where'd
Yeah.
Manny go? Did they murder him and bury him?
Manny?
this
Is
point-
there a knife in his back somewhere?
honestly, I didn't care. I was
But I don't
hoping
see
for it.
I don't
No,
see
me
blood
neither.
on anyone's hand, so he's probably fine.
At this point, the mother and Alex get in a car. They drive it to the airport,
Nope, just to where the plane is.
just where the plane is, which is kind of an airport,
Sure, why not?
Makeshift airport.
makeshift airport.
It's the desert.
It's less of an airport than the one in Con Air.
He has got a
Good reference.
yes.
You're welcome.
He has got the AK-47 looking thing, the submachine gun
Yep.
that has a silencer on it. He hops onto the plane a la Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible.
Yeah, because for some
while
reason they're
it's
taking off with the door open.
Yes, which was also amazing because he gets on the plane and he goes up and he hits one of the guys. So there is Geiger on the plane.
Yep.
And then like Geiger's main henchman, he hits the main henchman in the back of the head with a silencer gun.
No sound.
No sound. And both of you were like, "Why is there no sound?" And I went, "Because there's a silencer." And you two lost your minds.
I said the silencer.
No,
thing.
I said the silencer.
I don't think
No,
so.
I said the silencer thing.
Anyways, we're both. Maybe we
And
said
I
it
think
in
I
unison.
think I said it was silent, and then you said it's
It's
a
the
silencer.
There you go.
Yes.
So I get the assist on that one.
Yes.
That's
wow.
true, yeah. And I get nothing.
You get
You
nothing.
got- you
you
got-
stole
lose.
fizzy lifting drink.
Good day, sir. No,
Good day.
you got to hear the joke.
I did. I loved it.
Yeah.
And then Alex is like smiling, like creepily smiling that he's gonna sneak up on Geiger, and he takes the gun from the henchman, puts it somewhere off screen. We have no idea why or
Nope.
how or
Or
what.
where.
No, but it
And
is
it felt-
specifically put
It's
somewhere.
specifically put, like, it follows that. There's no cut. He just puts it down. We all thought that it was in
Una's
Una's
hands,
hands
whose
because
hands were tied
behind her back. That would
behind
make
the
sense,
seat.
right? And then he sneaks up behind Geiger, aims the Uzi or whatever the hell at him, and Geiger, he monologues, essentially. And Geiger, like, smacks the gun out of his hand, and then the kid runs to the back. He kicks out the woken up henchman.
Right.
Then
out of the
he's-
plane.
then he starts-
commits murder. He actually
does.
murders a human being.
He does.
And has no problem with it.
Then he starts throwing the cocaine barrels out the window.
Out the plane, I mean.
And
Open
he's
door.
like, I can get all these out the plane before you can kill me.
So
liar. He's got a gun.
right? So you, Geiger, go untie my girlfriend, or else I'll start throwing more barrels out. He's like, "Oh, okay, you got it. And then there's a bunch of messy, like, trading guns and bullshit like that.
There is no trading guns. He runs after.
I don't know,
Geiger
man.
runs after the kid.
Yeah.
The kid just sort of like knocks him over. Geiger falls on the ground, and then the kid just dumps an entire barrel of cocaine on Geiger's head. And I was so excited because I thought it was,
He was
going
gonna
to be
OD.
death by cocaine dumping. That's not
He
what
just
happened.
swallows it, or
Yeah, I just.
But I noticed,
God.
like, it should have, and I know this movie would not do this, but I was hoping you'd see, like, the nostril lines, like, where it went in.
Yeah,
that would
no.
be hilarious.
Well, because he didn't snort any of it.
No.
Because the next scene we cut to, he's alive and fine. He's like, "Hey, everybody, I'm not actually French or a drug dealer."
completely undusted, and then he changes to Spanish.
Yes. Is this where it is? Oh,
Yeah,
He's,
this is
he's
where
like, no, I'm Miguel
Honestly,
something
who
or
cares?
something.
Says he's like Colombian.
From
or
Argentina
something.
or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Argentina? That's not
wherever.
that's not a safer bet.
Oh, boy.
He's trying to find all of the clone Hitlers.
And then,
Yeah,
Jesus.
and so at that point, I don't know why it felt like a different time period, like time had gone by, but they were almost being transported with him.
Well, It
Like,
looked like
everyone
time had
had-
gone by because they had definitely all showered.
changed their
clothing,
clothes,
but-
and Manny had gotten bandaged up.
He had not gotten changed.
Right, he was still in his
Well,
his all white.
He being
Geiger.
Geiger.
But
Yes.
his suit got dusted off at least.
Yes.
At least, yes. So then, oh God, this is the most uncomfortable part.
Yeah,
and there were
actually,
so many
this was
uncomfortable
more
kissing parts.
uncomfortable than daughter and father kissing.
So-
I don't know. It
so
was
the
all
mom-
awful.
the children kiss.
Yeah. So the mom says, "Come on, Alex, we gotta get home. I'm gonna spend some quality time with you without some arachnids.
Right.
And you, Manny, and Ona, you stay here and you enjoy Chile."
Can you come visit us sometime?
The kids are making out, kissing hardcore.
Uh-huh.
The parents look at them. Manny looks at
Val.
and just starts like forcing himself on her, and she's like, "No, no, stop it."
And she just keeps trying to talk through the kisses.
And he just is relentless, and it's horrible and uncomfortable. And that's when we cut back to Alex and Ona sort of break apart.
Yep.
And we forgot to mention at this point, Ona has not had this necklace on the whole movie, and she's
Yep.
like, "I never take it off for anything
because
ever."
my mom gave it to me.
Well, no, we don't hear that
Didn't we
then.
already
That's
say?
at the end.
At the end, she goes, "My mom gave this to me. That's why I never remove it."
Although it
but
would get
there's-
real messed up in the shower.
Yes, that is true. But there's like
like
three
leather.
pouches.
Yeah.
And she goes, "You can have one of the 3 pouches because that's how much I love you."
Yeah.
He goes to take the pouch. The necklace kind of falls apart
What
and
a
comes
klutz.
tumbling out.
Oh, jeez.
Are just handfuls of diamonds.
Yep.
And she goes, "I've never opened it before." And he goes, "What tribe are you from?"
God damn it.
They collect the diamonds, and then they run out of the airport.
To
Hand
go
in hand.
to go discover the rest of the diamonds, apparently.
And at this point is my actual favorite part of the movie.
Agreed. Oh, and mine as well.
Yeah. Do you want to do this together?
Yes, please.
Okay, so the credits roll, and this song starts, and one of the lyrics of the songs are like, "Can you keep a secret?
Shh. Don't tell a soul.
It's a secret. Can you keep a secret?
Don't tell a soul."
It's a secret."
See, I was just so happy that the movie was done that I wasn't even paying attention to the music.
So I heard it first.
It was amazing, though.
It was
thank
the
you
most
for that
amazing-
rendition.
Yeah.
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 You're welcome. I heard it first, and I looked at Nick with like the happiest face I'd had all evening since the movie had started.
Yep.
And I think you picked up pretty quick on what I was listening.
Oh, no,
to,
I
or
had
you
heard
had
it.
started hearing it.
I had heard it too. I had one of those moments where I was like, this can't actually be how this movie's ending.
Oh yeah.
That makes no sense.
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't make any sense at all. So that was the look on my face, was just a real, this is a shit show.
My face was blank because I'm dead inside now
Was relief.
because of this goddamn movie.
No. Hold on. What do I? My note is
Guys.
world's best closing credit song ever.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
of course,
well.
of course. Oh man, barrels of cocaine.
I have barrels of cocaine. written-
annoying piece of merd.
I have that as well.
Oh man, this was.
Annoying piece of merd.
Oh god.
He calls him a merd face later too.
He does.
Yes.
Yeah. Because
So-
why won't you die?
Like,
I mean-
maybe they had used up all their shits at that point, and now he had to use
That's
merd.
what I'm saying. They said shit a couple of times through here.
You can say shit as many times as you want to PG-13.
Maybe they were trying to not overdo it.
Yeah.
It
you
is
know?
a kids movie
Clearly.
with cocaine.
So I guess
And
at this
murder.
point we talk about what is canon, or is there anything like?
I mean, I've seen a ton of train fights or train action pieces in movies.
But in canon films?
Yeah.
Runaway Train.
Runaway Train.
Which-
There's definitely one in one of the
It's the Alan Quartermain movie. I
Alan
believe there's
Quartermain. That's
one.
right. Yeah. Was there one in the
Firewalker?
Firewalker? That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, they're both. Well, they're both.
oh, there
the
is
same
one.
vein of Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Like both of those are direct ripoffs of the Indiana Jones movies.
So it's a ripoff of a ripoff
and
almost.
this feels like a direct ripoff of Indiana.
I think-
like the young Indiana Jones. Actually,
I think something else is cutting huge amounts of time
Yeah.
out of the thing, just like cutting a reel out just to cut down the
Yeah.
runtime. You know, there's loose sinew of connectivity, but as long as it keeps going, it doesn't really matter how you got there. That's definitely canon. And sometimes clues not really leading anywhere, but the script telling you that it did.
Yeah.
You know, that's absolutely canon. How about you?
Do you want to hop in on this, Holly?
I haven't watched a lot of canon films. I have listened to you guys.
Okay.
But, I'll save it for what I think is usable.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
So one of the things I want to point out when it comes to like the Firewalker / those being direct rip-offs of Indiana Jones.
Sure.
This almost felt like it was a rip-off of the beginning of Last Crusade, where we see the young Indiana Jones.
Yeah, totally.
The River Phoenix.
The River Phoenix. Because and that was May of 89. This is 89, and there's no actual release date. So this might have come after that. Like, there's no... I mean, it could have easily come after. Who knows? But this sort of had that thing where it felt like it was trying to rip off that sort of thing.
Oh, sure.
As far as, like, what is canon, I do feel like this... It's weird, because this is ostensibly a kid's movie.
Kind of.
With a teenager's flair, right? But I wouldn't call this an adult movie.
No, it's not, but it's somewhere in between, because there is murder.
Yes.
There is drugs.
Well, this goes back to, I'm not sure if, like, Golan and Globus have ever met a child.
It's true.
And that's how this feels.
And maybe Golan had some restraint.
Yeah.
Who the hell knows?
Who knows? But that's sort of the biggest part of what I took away that felt really canon about it was just the fact that it does not feel like anyone on the set had met a child, even like the children had not met children.
God, no.
I also think this is towards the end of the canon era where... I mean, obviously, it literally is towards the end of the canon era. But this is definitely that time where they start using actors who were once stars, who are not quite as starry as they used to be, and you can feel
Interesting,
that.
yeah.
You're right about the trains. Because I also go back to because remember in Firewalker where someone got like knocked out and they're like, haha, now we're gonna go here, and it was like, wait, why?
And then just
what
you're
happened?
gone. You're somewhere else.
Yeah, it felt like that.
Well,
maybe that's an adventure, like a canon adventure thing.
It's the unspecific continuation of the story. It's trying to say, well, we gotta change the location because in beats that just makes sense to move on. You know,
weird, though,
but it doesn't give the motivation of it.
No, not well. What I was gonna say is what feels weird sometimes is in like the Fast and the Furious, like especially the newer Fast and the Furious movies, or even like Mission Impossible movies, which I actually find both series to be incredibly entertaining.
Oh,
even
sure.
as they're entering in like their 9th and 10th movies,
And the fact that they're all superheroes now.
and the fact that they're all superheroes now too.
Right. Yeah.
And physics has no place.
No, not at all. Although I do feel like
been a
Mission
while.
Impossible still holds some
Closer.
sort of truth.
So closer
to reality.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is, in all of those movies, oftentimes what'll happen is, like, they'll try to chase the bad guy down to get the thing back.
Yep.
And then the bad guys are like, they get away, and they're like, shit. Well, the bad guys are headed to Morocco. All right, let's all go to Morocco. So it does also feel tenuous at best.
Yeah.
I think the difference, though, is in those movies, at least
it's clear.
Well, but
Clearer,
that's the thing, is like,
you know?
there is no reason for the bad guys necessarily to go to, like, wherever they're going.
No.
But the good guys will follow.
Right.
So I guess what I'm saying is, like, it's weird because this one just sort of doesn't have the bad guys going first.
Mm-hmm.
It just has the good guys going first with seemingly no rhyme or reason.
Yeah, and there's no there's no
very
tracking.
canon.
There's no you know what it is? There's no real perspective except for that one time that you mentioned, Holly, when they had like the mole in that village. And he was calling them to say, hey, by the way, the people that you're following, they're here. But that was just coincidence. Yeah, and
as well.
And so we don't get any perspective from the bad guy, which is kind of the opposite.
Well, and the bad guys are chasing the good guys in this and in Firewalker,
right.
Whereas in those other movies, it's the good guys chasing the bad guys.
Yes.
So the bad guys don't necessarily need the same kind of motivation.
And it does need a surprise, but they do the same goddamn surprise every single catch-up.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Whenever they do, they're there, just inevitably. They don't have a tracker on them. They don't have
it's just a
visual.
Just in the nick of time of, like, the good guys have just found whatever it is they're looking for, and the bad guys appear. I guess,
plot convenience.
Yes, exactly.
Because the script said so.
And I guess that's the thing that feels sort of canon about it, especially in their action-adventure kind of movies.
Sure.
And that sort of feels overall canon, where sometimes they're pretty close, but they just miss the point slightly. And that's what this sort of felt like as well. It's weird.
Yeah. Moving on to what should we steal? Holly, you seem to have some ideas.
Well, I liked the overall adventure aspect of it.
Agreed.
And the clues being separate from the map, I thought was actually really interesting once I realized that's what was happening.
Well, and if the guy hadn't been so unstable and like disturbing, the Billy Zane guy, I actually enjoyed
Billy Zane
in
the membrane.
Yes. Cypress Hill. If he had been more coherent,
Yes.
I would have I liked the fact that the speech that he was giving was clues. That was really cool. And the overall construct, you're right, of that type of thing is really fun and could be more fun if it had been thought out more.
Well, I think the problem, and this feels very canon about it, and I think, because you're right, like there are really cool things about the adventure, and I would argue there's really cool things about the adventure in the Alan Quartermain movies, and in Firewalker, but the problem is, in all of them, it's sort of A happens, and then B happens,
and then Q
and then
happens.
C happens. Well, and yeah,
And
sometimes
then-
we jump to F, but
And then
it's
asterisk
never
happens. And then ampersand happens.
Yes.
And that's when they start swearing a
Yes.
lot.
Oh boy. But it doesn't have that thing where it's A happens and therefore B happens as an effect of A happening.
That's what I mean by when you say A goes to B goes to C, that follows some kind of logic. Whereas these kind of go A goes to
D
3
to
goes
F
to
4.
Goes
Yeah. There is that aspect to it, but like there is just little cause and effect. It's more of it feels more of like an anecdote than it does feel like an actual plot driven thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then this happened. It's like a little kid telling a story.
Yes, actually. Have you ever listened to a little kid tell them about their favorite movie?
Exactly.
They cannot.
Nope.
And this happened, and this happened.
They can't
and
find
then,
the
I
motivation.
forgot to tell you that this happened.
So
and then
I think
this
that's
happened.
kind of what we've sounded like
This
through
is
this
what we-
entire
yeah,
goddamn
yeah,
thing.
I think that is. So, cute story about my niece real quick. I took her to go see Frozen, the play.
Aw.
It was awesome. They had little booster seats so she could see. It was the best.
Nice.
And she was enjoying it, and we had the first act intermission. We come back, and the second act is my favorite number in the entire show, but it's kind of a non sequitur. It's kind of the act, so if there's a long line in the bathroom, you didn't really miss much.
Right.
And it's have you guys seen Frozen?
The movie, yes, not the
Yeah,
play.
yeah. So you know the shop owner, the hello, that guy?
Yes.
Yes.
It's a whole number for that, and it's
fun.
It also references this really obscure Norwegian type of massage relaxation technique where you're in a room that's like 200 degrees and they hit you with oak leaves.
What the hell?
And I only know about it because I went down some weird YouTube wormhole one
Naturally.
day, and I'm like, who is this for except for me? So while this really kind of weird number is happening, my 5-year-old niece leans over and goes, "Is this still Frozen?" It's the best.
That's funny, because that's what this feels like.
That's
This
100.
movie.
A lot of times it was like,
Is
where's
this
this
still the
going?
secret of the ice cave?
Was
Let's-
it ever the secret?
Can we
of the
talk
ice
about
cave?
that goddamn title?
Where there's
Miss
no... Well, I
Ice
mean, ice is the diamonds. And
But
the
it
secret
wasn't
is them
even-
getting there.
but we didn't
it's not-
even-
It's
but-
not strong.
It's loose, to say the least.
And it's not even like the quote unquote ice cave. They're not even the diamonds that they're searching for. It's worthless rocks, worthless
But
minerals,
are they
right?
worthless? Because when they find the diamonds in her necklace,
Yeah.
they seem to be like...
They looked similar
oh,
to 'em.
Oh my god, this is great.
But I don't think I think they examined the other ones and they were like, nah, that's nothing.
Well, those were wall diamonds.
Oh, that's not
diamonds.
it. They got to
Well, and
dig
she
one
also
inch
said,
below
too,
the
we have also,
surface.
because she had that moment where she was like, well, I was going to sell your share and not give it to you.
Do you remember when he said your 50% interest? There was no continuity person on this goddamn thing. There was no script person.
Well, the
on this.
director was Romanian, and he only
okay.
really did Romanian language films. So I'm wondering if...
So he probably didn't miss a misspoken line.
Well, that's probably... I was just going to say that. It's one of those things where it's... I mean, the director and the screenplay writer are two different people.
What?
Right?
Yeah, no, I know.
Well, no, sometimes they are the same person.
Of course.
My point being...
Are you implying this is a disappointed
Disappointed
type of scenario?
Well, that's what I was going to get at, is like maybe Mike was not on set that day. They rewrote a scene.
Right.
And...
But typically there is a person hired for the oversight of that shit.
You think they had one of those on
Nope.
any Cannon film?
Good point. Anyway,
At this point?
disappointed.
Disappointed. That was something we ran into a lot with the Batman series. Is like just stuff just did not necessarily line up,
no.
and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, we're just gonna skim past
I
it.
guess we'll just go with that.
I guess we
So-
will just paint over his mustache. It's fine. This is fine.
Cesar Romero refused.
I love
So I guess at this point,
Yeah.
one of the questions I have is, would you recommend this movie, AJ?
It's not fun enough. It's honestly, I don't think I would. There's better movies out there.
Yeah.
In the same vein that would, I mean, Goonies.
I was gonna say
Immediately Goonies. You know, that's a
Monster
more fun
Squad.
thing. Monster Squad,
Monster
sure.
Squad, for
There's a
sure.
ton of stuff where tweens or teens are chasing after a thing.
Yeah.
And you get way better visuals, way better action, way better characters in general. What about you?
I am in the same boat where I sort of... it just, and I think you actually put it perfectly, it just wasn't fun enough. It wasn't bad enough that it was funny.
Right.
As much as it was just...
Confusing
and incomprehensible.
Yeah.
And there were certain moments, because there were actually like good moments throughout. So I don't think I would recommend this movie. Holly, so I'm going to ask this question a little bit different, because I'm going to make a surprise announcement, perhaps.
Oh, okay.
We actually have an extra guest on this show.
We do?
We do, because Holly, at this point, is 7 months pregnant.
Yeah.
I couldn't
So-
have
Couldn't
told.
tell.
Yeah,
No.
couldn't tell.
Couldn't tell by the way I waddled into this room.
Nope, not at all.
No.
Or the 15 pee breaks I had to take.
The question I have for you, Holly, is will you show this movie to your son?
Fuck no.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's all the time we have on Creating Canon.
Between the time that this episode was recorded and when it's airing, Holly has unlocked the achievement of motherhood. And we at Creating Canon wish her, her husband, and the baby health and happiness and the pleasure of never again being subjected to the secret of the ice cave. Okay, cool. Well, that was the secret of the ice cave, everybody.
Yeah.
Still a secret.
Secret
a secret.
of what the hell happened here?
Can you keep a secret?
I can't.
Let me whisper in your ear.
Ooh, don't tell a soul.
Oh,
Or I will murder you.
seriously, don't tell a solo that you watch this.
Yeah.
All right, Nick, what do we got next time?
Next time, we've got the 1988 classic film.
Classic?
Yes.
Okay,
It is a classic.
sure.
Philip Seville's The Fruit Machine.
That's an evocative title
It
of what? I don't know,
well, I mean, let's think of the different kinds of fruit machines there are. There's the
but gambling machine, the
Yep,
one-armed bandit,
the
slot machine.
that's the word.
You got it.
The jackpot handle puller.
That's correct.
Yep.
That's how it works.
And then you've got vending machines that will give you bananas or apples, perhaps.
Oh, naturally, that don't
Yeah.
go bad.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
Exactly.
And then what other type
There are the Transformers
that come from fruits?
fruits.
Yep.
That are gray apes in disguise.
Orange in disguise.
Yeah.
Orange, you glad I didn't say banana.
Bananas in disguise. That one works.
That does.
that
I
one
like
works,
that one.
Yeah. And then other than that, we're gonna have to watch the movie to find out.
I suppose we will.
Yes.
All right.
So we shall see the fruit machine,
In action.
and we shall judge it on its sweetness.
Or tartness.
Ooh, you like tart fruits?
Not really.
Me either.
No, not a fan.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd take blueberry over raspberry personally.
yeah, I would take orange over lemon.
Yeah,
But I think
no,
most
yeah,
people would.
definitely.
That's pretty
I could see
obvious.
that. I could see that.
All
All right, next time.
Next time. It's on Amazon, so
Oh, nice.
yeah, check it out.
All right, can't wait to see that movie. That's going to be fun.
I'm
right?
looking forward to it.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
I'm gonna miss it.
I am too.
By the way, thank you for staying quiet through all of that, Holly. I know it's just something that Nick and I like to do together,
No,
so,
I know.
where can we? Would you like anyone
No,
of
don't
our
look-
listeners
Don't look me up.
to follow it?
Nope.
Nope. Then we won't.
Nope.
Fantastic.
I mean, if you want to listen to
Batmania.
Batmania 66, please.
Is that on all platforms or iTunes,
it's
Spotify?
on
Yeah.
iTunes for sure.
Fantastic. Go look at that thing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun. There's some really fun ones.
That'll be great.
There's some less fun ones. Don't read the reviews. People hate.
Oh, I'm sure nobody's going to hate you on this. You've been an amazing guest. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Nick, where can people follow you?
You can find me in the usual spots at
Sure.
nicholascpappas.com or on my website, which someday will be finished, but for now is forever under construction.
Neat.
Just like the 5.
God damn it. I have to drive that soon. And I am at the AJ Hamilton and theajhamilton.com, and you can follow us at Creating Canon. That's CANNON, or email us at creatingcanon@gmail.com. And Holly, since you've listened before, would you like to join us in our sign-off? Okay. And as we always say at the end of each episode, good night and good canon.
Do you think that the cocaine in the barrels were real, and that's how this movie was made? Just funded and fueled by barrels of cocaine?
I'm pretty sure they shot that scene first, and then slowly over the time they emptied those
less
barrels.
and less barrels.
Oh, just
Yeah.
to get through it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Totally.
For sure.
For sure.
For surezies.
You kicked them in the deck.
Do you think they dance as well? Do you think they do a little moonwalking up there?
Oh, fuck off.
Was that all for that joke?
She danced and she built Stalin's rockets.
Is this gross?
Yes.
Got those Gibson bones.
So if I started making dying giraffe noises, that'd really fuck with you guys?
Wow. Go ahead. Speak. You.
Woof.
I know what story you're going to tell, and you can't tell it.
Tell it.
I think I could forget fartsigles.
It's weird to see how the sausage is made, isn't it?
It's just AJ's finger guns.
Everybody ready?
None of that is true.
Ha-ha.
Except for the part about sex workers. There's no business like snow business, you jackass.
Duh.
Let's go back.
Yep. Hello and welcome to Creating Canon with your fuck you.
I hid that down there so I could do it. You looked around, there was nothing.
Are you watching porn?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. The good guys have just found.
Fanged.
There's no business like snow business, you jackass.